Hey y'all, I am out in Tucson still with my family, waiting on my dad's surgery, and dad's feeling really good today. And I got him to sit at the breakfast table with me and tell me a bunch of stories. And then mom came in and added to the stories. I have I have so much video to edit and get put up. Great stories, ornery stories, um, how they met, so on and so forth. I can't wait to share them with you so you can meet my dad. You've met my mom, and you're going to get to even meet my brother a little bit. So, let's get busy. All right. Tell me a story.
Well, many years ago, I uh, I was addicted to cigarettes. I smoked 3 packs pale males a day,
I don't remember 3 packs.
and so I was working days, and Pat was working nights in a bar. Like you remember?
The dairy bar?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, anyway, one night I woke up and I went for a cigarette. I didn't have any, and so I just immediately became nuts.
Nicotine fit.
I went out in the car. I dumped the ashtrays, and there wasn't even enough in there to smoke in my pipe. So I jumped in the car and I headed for town. And on the way to town, I had a flat tire. So I got out, opened the trunk, got my spare, and I didn't have a jack. And I thought, man, well, I was only a couple miles from town, so I started walking. And I come across this car, and the windows were all fogged up, and it was just rocking, and I thought, oh man.
I don't want to see this.
I didn't want to bother the guy, but I was desperate for a cigarette. So I knocked on the window, and the guy opened the window, and he said, you got a problem? I said, yes, I do. I said, do you have a cigarette? He said, no, I don't smoke. He said, well, why are you walking? I said, well, I had a flat tire, and I said, I went to change my tire. I didn't have a jack. So I said, I just started for town. And he said, well, look, he said, if you'll get in here and give me some relief, he said, I've got a jack, I'll go change your tire. I said, you would? And he said, yes. So I got in there, and I was relieving him, and we was hugging and a kissing and going on. And next thing I know, there was a light shining in the window. I rolled the window down, and it was a cop. And he said, don't you know it's against the law to do what you're doing in here? And I said, but officer, not with my wife. He said, well, I didn't know it was your wife. And I said, I didn't know it either till you shined the light in here.
Oh, that's terrible. Does Mom know that? Does Mom remember that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, honey.
Oh, God, you're so full of shit. Do you remember? The only thing I remember is with the footprints on this ceiling upside down. Do you remember that whole?
Sure.
Tell me. That's my favorite.
Well, now let me get it together.
All right.
I mean, that's been a long time.
It has been a long time. And I even tried to, like, look it up online with just those keywords.
They're so old.
Well, no, I found some stuff.
Did you?
Yeah, I found some stuff.
Well.
Like the original recording of the Chocolate Choo Choo. I found that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
I was traveling through this town, and it got late at night, and I was just about out of gas. It was on empty, and there was nothing open. So I seen a light over on the side of the road, so I pulled in there at this farmhouse, and I knocked on the door, and the farmer came to the door, and he said, can I help you? And I said, well, yes, sir. I said, do you have any gasoline? He said, no, I'm sorry, I don't. I said, well, I don't think I've got enough to get to the next town. He said, well, why don't you spend the night here, and I'll drive you in to get some gas in the morning. I said, well, okay. And so he said, we're about ready to eat supper. He said, why don't you just eat with us? And I said, well, that's wonderful. I appreciate that. And so we ate, and after we ate, this girl came in, and he said, this is my daughter, and introduced her to me. And so she sat down and had her meal, and the farmer said, could you do me a favor? And I said, well, what's that? Mm-hmm. And I said, well, yeah. I said, that's not a problem. He said, would you take her to the movie? It's a drive-in movie, and so I said, well, yeah. He said, well, you just take my truck, my pickup. So I took her to the movie, and we, after the movie, we went home, and so I went to bed, and she went to bed, and then the next morning he took me to get gas, and I left. And about a few months later, I got a letter from him, and it said, are you the one that done the pushing, made the spots upon the cushion, left the footprints on the dashboard upside down? Since you left, my daughter Nellie has had trouble with her belly. Don't you think it's time you came back around? So I sat down and wrote him a reply. Dear sir, yes, I was the one that done the pushing, made the spots upon your cushion, left the footprints on your dashboard upside down. Since I met your darling Venus, I've had trouble with my penis. Don't you think we're even up all around?
I love that God, it's so good. Oh, love. There you have it. That's some of his ornery stories that I grew up hearing. And they make me giggle so much. So remember, be peaceful, be kind. It's important. Stay tuned. There's a lot more coming. No, ain't no wait a minute. I can edit. I'll edit it out. Need some water? Okay, be right back.